The episode begins with Kunal is crying alone and Kuhu comes to pacify him. Kunal says to Kuhu that my brother is going away from me because of Mishti. I won't apologize to Mishti. Abir comes there and tries to talk with Kunal. Kunal says, how can you leave us for Mishti? Abir says, how come you say that I don't love you? He asked Kunal to apologize to Mishti but Kunal denies. Abir gets emotional and asks, not even for my sake. Kunal gets teary-eyed. He says, fine, I will apologize but only on one condition, that you have to choose between me and Mishti. You have to decide who is more significant in your life, me or Mishti. Abir gets upset and asks, are you trying to ask me to choose between you and Mishti? Kunal says yes. For her today you could get hurt also. Abir says she wasn't even aware that I went upstairs. She was not guilty. Kunal says she is taking you away from all of us. Abir says the heart is not a room that if one came the other one has to go out. Kunal says, okay, I agree, maybe your heart is so big but I can't share the space with her. I can't share your love with Mishti at all. Abir says, Mishti is my love. I love her whereas you are my brother. My blood-related person. How come I choose between the two people I hold close to my heart? Kunal says, if I were in your place I will choose you easily. Abir says, then you don't understand what is true love? You didn't understand love and also you failed to maintain the relation of a brother too. Kunal says, for you I can die and do anything and you are telling me that I failed in that. He says, you told me today finally that among me and Mishti you will choose Mishti always. Kunal walks up to Mishti and says, I will rather die than apologies to you. He went from there in anger and Kuhu also goes behind him. Mishti gets upset while on the other side. Meenakshi got sprained ankle and she gets restless thinking that her sons are in trouble. Abir is preparing for immersion with a happy face but he is sad from inside. Mishti asks him to bring back Kunal as he loves him so much and only he can do that. Kunal is packing bags when Kuhu enters the room. Kunal says, my brother abandoned me for Mishti. From my childhood days to today I used to do everything and anything for my brother. I left you for my brother Abir too. Kuhu gets sad to see Kunal upset and she tries to make him understand that he builds a wall around him and separate himself from all. He needs to break the walls when Kunal hugs Kuhu in an emotional state. Mishti arranges things in the pandal and comes to Abir to console him. Abir asks sorry for the insults and humiliations she is tolerating or have to tolerate in the upcoming days. Mishti says, I love you and when I am not sorry, why are you sorry? She offers her company to him to find out his father. Abir gets happy and hugs her. In the Rajvansh house. Everyone gets worried to see Meenakshi like that. Meenakshi shares her affair with Kaushal and Yashpal. Kunal and Kuhu come home early and Meenakshi gets worried. Later on, Kuhu discloses to Meenakshi that Abir and Kunal had a fight in Mumbai. Meenakshi thinks that the arrival of him is already creating a rift between her sons. Precap Mishti saves a drowning man and Abir rescued him. The man turned out to be the same person whom Meenakshi met in the hospital.